Hello, good afternoon or good evening. It's a little bit later. It's still daylight outside, so I'm so used to saying good afternoon. So glad everybody can be here.
We've had a better week, y'all, so that's great. Better than the week before.
Yeah, it was a kind of a crazy week last week, but it has gotten a lot better. We actually just got out of the garden and tried to scarf down some food real quick before we went live. So we did make it on time. So
Wait, if you can see the tomatoes right back there, we've got those two little shelves full. What we've been having to do is pick them while they're green because the bugs have been getting them so bad. We've had
our
such
cabin out in
bad
the woods.
bugs and worms that right when they start to turn red, if we leave them until they're red, then they're not any good. So what we've been doing is pulling them when they're still pretty green. They've got some red to them, but still pretty green, and just putting them in the window and letting them turn. Otherwise, we haven't been getting any. So in order to get a decent amount of tomatoes, that's what we've been doing.
Yeah, we have a lot of great green tomatoes, but it seems like right when they start turning is when the bugs attack it.
We call them down here in Mississippi. We call them stink bugs. I don't know what the real name for them is. But they're pretty big bug, and they're pretty vicious looking. But they've never stung us or anything. I've been told that they can sting you, so I don't know.
You know, I talked to another local farmer. They were having a problem with birds. We were not having a problem with birds. We've not had any problem with squirrels or anything like that. Ours has been strictly those little bugs. Good evening, Resolution 317.
Pete's Little Homestead. Thank y'all for joining us. Yeah, so that's what we've been doing too. Our cabin in the woods said they did the same thing last year. We had a wonderful harvest of tomatoes last year.
It's starting to get that way this year.
It is starting to get that way
earlier.
Yeah, I just can't let them ripen on the outside. I just haven't been able to do that.
We've probably harvested 50 to 60 of the yellow jubilees. The little tomatoes that are just yellow, they're real small, like almost like a Tommy toad. They've been okay. I didn't know they'd make as many as they did, but we've had a lot of those. And our Cherokee purples are starting to make it, but like Missy said, if we don't pull them right when they start turning, we almost lose them all. We've not had hornworms yet, but like I said, we've had a lot of bugs.
We've had a lot of we have had worms. I've killed a bunch. Worm, caterpillar. I don't know what it would be, what actually group it would technically fall in, but I've done my fair share of smashing worms and stink bugs. So
our peppers are starting to really come up. We have those in a raised bed away from our garden, but they're actually starting to really come together. We planted those late. We really didn't have space for them at first, but we planted those late in two different raised beds that we had from winter that was trying to get rid of our lettuce and trying to finish it up. So they're starting to really grow. We got some that's already about knee high, which is kind of what we want. We actually got to stilt those up. So they're starting to come along. You know, peppers are always slow grow and then all of a sudden go crazy. So ours are starting to get crazy. We dried, I think, every pepper we had last year, which is what we typically do.
Yeah.
No one really eats, I'd say, raw pepper. We'll saute them, but other than that, we'll most likely just dry them out of the dehydrator.
We use them some in seasoning. But he eats pepper on almost everything. And he said that it's so much stronger of a taste than what we have been buying at the store. So last year was our first year to do full-fledged peppers and get enough to harvest, and I would just cut them up and put them in my dehydrator. And I have a little device that's about this tall, and it's got a knob on it, and I would put them in. It's a peppered shelf thing, and I would put them in there and grind them. They would come down, and I would have this real hard ball in the top that would stay on top of the peppers, and I would grind them so it would come through as almost like a flaky type.
That's awesome, Pete's Little Homestead. We actually picked, we've picked probably about 5 to 10 gallons this year so far of peas and beans. But compared to last year, this time last year, we were probably about 45 to 50 gallons worth of peas and beans. So we're a little bit lower than we were last year.
Last year, we couldn't hardly keep up with shelling them. I mean, I couldn't shell fast enough. This year, we haven't had.
We've been keeping up, but Our problem, again, we've had in Southwest Mississippi and probably for most of the Southeast United States, we've had an influx of major rains, and then all of a sudden, like 2 or 3 weeks of drought. Then major rains, and they rain 3 or 4 inches. So it's kind of hurt our gardens. I've talked to a lot of gardeners around here. Their produce is down this year. Ours is probably a little bit more down because of the approach we took this year with the heirloom seed. But some things have done great, like zucchini. We got it running out of our ears, which most gardeners do. But our cucumber and corn did nothing this year.
Squash.
But
our okra is growing really good, but it's very what did Mr. Richmond call it the other day? It's like a tougher form of okra. I can't remember the name.
I don't know. We grow Clemson spineless, and that's the one that gets tougher. Yeah, we're gonna get away from that because we're gonna go to more of a hooked okra. Because it's like if we don't catch our okra at 2 or 3 inches,
just in the right time,
it just gets too hard to eat.
Yeah,
we're using gumbos and things like that, but you can't just cut it. We're in the South, we deep fry everything, but it's hard for us to batter that and cut it up and cook it. It just doesn't seem to do well. So,
hey, making lemonade from lemons, Smith family, Steph T5, she's gone country farms. Thank y'all for joining us. So one of the things I wanted to do tonight was share with y'all. I know on some social media I have posted some pictures from our farmers market, and so we just had one yesterday, and they're always so fun to do. But some of the things that I do, and I also have videos on this, and they're really easy to do. So bath bombs. Here's a lavender bath bomb, and everything is 100% natural. Bath bombs that I take, and I have a YouTube video on how to do this. It's so easy to do. It's super fun for the kids. It's not like when you make soap. Soap, you deal with a lye, which is not kid friendly.
Which we do make soap.
We do make soap. I don't let my kids help. A lot of times with this, it's kid friendly. You can get your kids or your grandkids in there to help you. So lavender bath bombs, really easy to do, fairly inexpensive to make. They're real fun to do with the kids, and the kids enjoy them. So this is one of the things that we do. Sunscreen. This is a natural sunscreen. It contains zinc oxide, which is what protects you from the sun rays. It also has shea butter, cocoa butter, olive oil, our beeswax. So everything is natural in here. But this is one of the things I make. I also have a video up on this. It's really easy to do as well. And my kids swam all day, not yesterday, but the day before, all day. And down here, it gets pretty hot. Sun's out, beaming on them. And they did well with that. So this is also a skin salve. We use it around here for minor cuts and bruises. I have one on my hand that I sliced my finger open the other day. So this has got tea tree essential oil, lavender essential oil. It's got our beeswax in it. It also has coconut oil and olive oil. And there's also a video up on this. The little tin cans come from Amazon. And this is also really easy to do. So the last thing I wanted to show y'all real quick was chapstick. Again, it's so easy to do. These little tubes come from Amazon. It's 3 ingredients: coconut oil, beeswax, and peppermint. I do not have a video up on this. I do hope to do one soon. But very easy to do, simple stuff that we make and take to the farmers market.
Our farmers market has been really good for us. We usually sell stuff straight off Facebook or just by word of mouth. We sell a lot of breads and things like that, sourdough stuff that Misty makes. But the farmers market's been really good for us this year. We've done it 4 times, and it's been really well taken
and
for us.
Our goal of going to the farmers market has been to sell our products and use the extra to cover our feed bills.
Like we finally have gotten to a point where really our main objective for homesteading is sustainability of feed. Because if any of you know, of course, when you have cows, bees, pigs, chickens. I think that's all we got, huh? And ourselves.
I was reading. Sorry, I wasn't listening to you.
So if we can get to the point where we can cover that, which we've made at the farmers market enough to really cover all the feed for the cow so far. So we're just going to keep on growing and hopefully pay for all the feed that we need to pay for. So go back up. We're going to try to. I want to try the burgundy okra. I've never heard of that off kilter, so I'm anxious to try that. I've never even heard of that, so I'd like to look into that a little bit more. All right,
Smith family asked if we're going to the
Bayou Bash.
Yeah.
With my work schedule,
he works every other weekend.
Yeah. Now,
this is his work weekend to work this weekend.
However,
but it fluctuates.
It's going to be one of those decisions. I'm going to literally milk that morning.
It's an on-call kind of thing.
I'm going to milk that morning and literally make that decision, and if so, we'll drive. We're about 3.5 hours from Lake Charles, so we're not terribly far to where we can make that decision pretty quick that morning. We'd like to go because we know, of course, several people is going to be there, so we're anxious to go to that. So homesteading the hard way. I'm glad we called y'all on the live from Freedom Homestead, and thank y'all for coming over. We subscribed. We watched part of your video right before we came on, so thank you again for coming by. Let's see. She
homesteading the hard way. Oh, you were reading that. Yeah. Southern Blessed Homestead. Good. I'm glad. We sent that out. We talked a little bit about deal last week, and for some of those that were interested, I hooked y'all up with some deal seeds this week.
That's right. That's right. But yeah, the garden's doing well. It's not as, doing as well as I wish it would this year. If you're saying your garden should be at 300%, ours is probably at 100%. So it's just not where we would like to be. Compared to where it was last year. I guess when we compare it to last year. Last year was a great year for us gardening wise.
She's Gone Country Farm said, don't kick me out, but I don't like okra.
Oh my gosh.
I cannot eat it boiled. I can't do it. But I like it fried, and I will eat it if it's seasoned good in gumbo. But the gumbo has to be good or I won't eat it.
We like it in gumbo, and like I said, my kids, the only way they'll eat it is fried. So, and Misty too. So I'll eat it any other way, really. Hey, Beaver Creek, thank you for coming by.
Homesteading the Hard Way said that they make their own feed, so that would be interesting to look into.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, we have hay, and we do substitute a local feed. We're trying to. That's a good point. I'm going to have to watch some videos on that because we have talked to a lot of people about whole grains here in South Mississippi. We can't grow whole grains real well. So that's another issue we're trying to work through to see what we could do to kind of supplement that other than the hay. Because of course hay is in abundance here, but hay is just a filler more than the feed. So, which we don't feed. We do a lot more grass fed. The only cow we actually truly feed with feed is our dairy cows that we're actually milking. So
Southern Blessed Homestead said that their garden's getting eaten up by beetles.
Oh goodness, ours is not beetles, but ours is stink bugs.
Yeah, we're having with one of our beginning discussions was major issues with what we call stink bugs.
Yeah, I don't know what the name is.
Yeah, and I've had a good bit of problem with worms. I guess like caterpillar type worms.
Homesteading the Hard Way. Are you milling it yourself or are you buying it at a local mill? We have a local mill that mills it themselves, and we do buy local grain from them. From our town, it's local grain that they have from North Mississippi and the Delta. But I can't hardly find any other place to get it other than that local place. But I might try to grow whatever I can. That's pretty neat.
Making lemonade from lemon said last year was a bad garden year for them. It was opposite for us. Yeah. Smith Family Ranch said we're not even going to talk about our garden. So yeah, it's amazing to me how different locations you go through different things with the rain, with the environment, which ultimately affects the bugs. And it's just
Step 2.5, you eat raw okra? Gross. I don't know if I can do that. I'm gonna let you have that one. I know I have some friends in North. We were just talking to some people in Michigan. They eat pickled okra. That's a little much for me.
Homesteading the Hard Way said I make amazing pickled okra.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. I don't know if I could do it. I love pickles, but it's like pickled eggs. That's become a big deal around here. I just can't do it, man.
Yeah, we're not crazy on pickled.
We're not, food. Yeah, pickled and fermenting. Now we do have. I like kombucha, but as in fermenting stuff.
And that's one of the things I wanted to tackle this summer was kombucha, but I think my boat is maxed out right now, so that might have to wait. Once we start school back and we get on a holiday and I kind of get garden and bee season over with, I'll that's one thing we do want to tackle.
I'm gonna look into your videos on some of your feed, homestead and the hard way. I think that's cool.
That's very cool.
Yeah. Hey, Little Feet Farm Homestead, thank you for coming.
She's gone country farm. Said nope, can't do pickled eggs.
No, man. I was brave one day and I was like, I'm gonna get one.
He got one from a snowball. So it was probably not the best option to choose.
It was so bad. I can pretty much eat anything. I really can. I mean, even we joke about pickled stuff. I could pretty much eat anything. But man, that almost was a little too much for me. It was a little too much. Now, I will say this: I do eat pickled quail eggs. I've eaten those, and I've liked those. But just eating a pickled chicken egg,
you'd like mine. They're very crisp. They're
crisp.
Crisp.
Oh goodness, I don't know. Yeah, we
Little Feet Farm Homestead. Thanks for dropping in.
Yeah, we have a good rye grow here, and we can grow sunflowers good here. Like I said, our corn did not do well here. We have gotten, we've been getting a lot of haylage. The last 2 bales of hay has been our haylage from ryegrass fields down the road. This family friend, so we did get those. So that's been good. All our cows are pretty much all grass fed except for our dairy.
Little Pete's Homestead said he had some trouble with caterpillars on his cabbage. That's kind of a tongue tire. But sprayed it with hot pepper juice and they're gone. So that's
our kids
awesome.
Are going crazy. I'm sorry,
that's
y'all.
Awesome.
I saw our cabin in the woods said last 6 years I did back to Eden garden method. This year I put down the black rolls. We contemplated the black rolls. We watched BW Family Farms. We know them and we talk to them a lot, but they did the billboards and the big rollout tarps and things like that. And of course, we watched Justin Rhodes and some of those guys, but we just were not quite there yet with the silage tarps or the weed fabric. We tried the Garden of Eden method in some raised beds. It did not work here in the South Mississippi. It seemed like the humidity that we have here it almost molded my ground, like not compost mold, but like caused some issues. So we had to kind of get rid of that. Now we did do some hugelkultur beds this year that has been great. And we are doing more of a deep bedding system in some of the raised beds. It's not quite Garden of Eden, but it's a little bit more just pure like a compost that we make here. But we are wanting to try the weed fabric for fall. We're doing a humongous pumpkin patch. We've actually had some videos on, but we're doing about 6,700 square foot pumpkin patch. So we're talking about doing weed fabric there. We actually have the silage tarps at our disposal. We just haven't done it yet, but we're really thinking about it. I've heard a lot of people talk about how great it is. So I have our cabin on the woods. I'm gonna look into that too as well. So, hey Sonia, thank you for coming in. Hey, getting started on homesteading. Thank y'all. But yeah, it's garden for us this year. It's just not been as good as it typically is. So I'm anxious to see how my winter is gonna do. Hey VW Family Farm, thank you for coming in. We did some watermelon. Our watermelon, we've had some smaller watermelon. I saw your challenge. I would have loved to join it, but we grow like seedless little small watermelon when we grow. So I don't think we can win the watermelon contest from y'all. So we hadn't thought about entering because we would have like a mini me compared to most people. So my family doesn't eat watermelon. They don't like any kind of melons, cantaloupe, watermelon, or anything. So we grow a lot more berries as in fruit. So we have a lot of berries, a lot of blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, and we grow a lot of those. But we don't grow a lot of melons just because my family don't eat them. I love them. Like tomorrow, thinking about a melon, I love them, but my family won't even. Misty won't even eat them. Ain't that crazy? That's just kind of a normal thing you do on July 4th. So I don't know. People stealing your watermelons. What? Here now, a watermelon around Southwest Mississippi will sell for $8 to $15 for a general watermelon. So they can get kind of expensive, but I love them. But none of my kids will eat them, and none of our family will. I like them too. So Now, quick update on the greenhouses. Our greenhouses are doing great. We actually are using one. We have two big greenhouses. The one big greenhouse is what we're using now. We still have some tomatoes we still have to plant. We're going to plant for fall and redo some fall peas as well. But the greenhouses are doing great. Misty's got some new basil growing. She is a huge propagator and a huge seed collector. So we have really tried to learn more about that. So our greenhouse is doing great. Everything is starting to get planted really already now for fall gardening. So it's amazing how this year has just flown by. And for us, we'll start getting our fall garden stuff ready to go into the ground. So it's going really good. Bee update. We had some videos on our bees kind of swarming. All our bees are great. We actually had to we split one. We already split it once this year. We had to split it again. But it worked out good. All the bees are doing great. We actually have more bees probably than we've ever had. Our queens and our cells are all brand new, and our hives, are doing great. So our bees are really thriving. I had a guy tell me the other day, this year we worked on splitting more than honey production, which we've had okay honey production, but he said next year you need to focus on honey production, and that's what we're going to do. But all of those are doing wonderful, fantastic, actually. So, did you get the kids taken care of?
Yeah. Had a stinky diaper.
Oh my gosh. The kids were actually sitting watching us, but the little one got a little crazy. So, yes, our bees are doing good. That's probably my favorite. I could get talking about bees and never stop. We were actually at the market yesterday, and there was a guy sitting beside me. He had honey, so it allowed me to start talking to him, and we talked for about 30 minutes and didn't talk to anybody else. So, for the bees, we planted some. We had some red and white clover that we let grow wild in one of our paddocks right by our old bee apiary, which is still only about 500 foot from where they were. We talked about planting buckwheat this next year. We have not done it. We sit on the edge of 50 acres that we own, 60 acres that we own, but then 200 acres that we lease, like hunting land. Basically, it's just wet Bogachita Flats, our river area through here, but they feed off really well. We have had no problem with bees. I guess sustainability. We're fixing to sling some more honey tomorrow. So, have you planted buckwheat, VW? I saw you had a video on that. Did you actually plant it and they do okay on it?
We did some wildflowers too, but the area that we did, they didn't grow.
Yeah, our sunflower patch is close, but our wildflowers have never really made it. This is our second year to really do. We're in a very wet area, especially where our bees are kind of at our bottom side of our paddock. So, but like I said, our bees are doing good. And actually, we have 4 other beehives at another apiary where our beef cows are, and it's doing great up there. It's just really wild up there. This is a big hardwood forest, so they're doing really good up there too. So,
Homesteading the Hard Way said Chris wants bees. How much do we need to expect in starting up?
All right, so bees.
Really, it depends on how many hives.
All right, you always need to start off with at least 2 hives. Now, BW Family Farms is a great beekeeper. If you haven't watched his bee videos, they're great, and he could chime in, but always start off with 2 hives. Never start off with just 1 hive. Bees here in Mississippi, if you are buying them from a local provider, or you're doing or you're buying packaged bees from a local beekeeper, you're going to spend anywhere from here $125 to $150. If you buy from like Barnyard Bees or Man Lake, you're going to probably spend anywhere from $150 to $200. I try to say keep your native bees around you. Buy bees that are from local beekeepers that they can split off of. I think they'll be better and be more survivor bees for your area. If you buy a bottom board, a deep, and you'll learn more. But basically, if you buy a whole set, 2 towers of bee supplies, BW, wouldn't you say? I would say $500 to $1,000 once it's all said and done will be kind of your initial investment. Now, I will say this: bees is your best return on investment to me on a farm. Now, don't get me wrong, dairy cow is the biggest asset for us, but when we talk about spending money on an animal or on livestock or on anything, bees have made our money back quicker, because ultimately when you harvest your honey, I mean, of course, you want to keep what you're going to eat.
Our honey sells really good in our area.
I don't know what y'all sell for or what you're buying it for, but here we sell usually our half pints are, how much was our
half pints for $6?
No, 8.
No, half pints for $6, pints for $12, and quarts for $18.
Okay, so and we sell a lot. Man Lake has probably the best. If you're just saying, hey, I'm kind of Beekeeper for Dummies. Man Lake is probably where I'd buy the whole first kit. Don't use that little cheap suit they send you, though. You may want to buy a little bit better suit, but that whole kit is really the best suit.
The one who's allergic to bees.
Yeah, I'm allergic to bees, so I have to really watch what I do. But
and BW says catch them if you can, and that's a great option to look into, and learn how to bait boxes and put them out in the woods and check on them. And when they start bringing pollen in, then you kind of know they've made their home. So just learning those things will make it much more cost effective for sure.
Yeah, if you can catch and split, that's the main thing. For us, we were actually at a loss last year because we lost them through the winter, through our rainy winter. But this year we've split so much and we've caught so much, so now we're kind of ahead of the game on our bees. But we do have to pull some more honey tomorrow. So.
Homesteading the Hardaway said we have a local guy going to give us a hive. That's awesome.
Thank you, Crystal Creek. We're not far from you, so if you see anything, let us know. We love to try to catch them. We've caught a few, some not successful, some successful. So let us know. Wife said no. Actually, it was the opposite for us. Our cabin in the woods. My wife was like, "We've got to get bees." This is a few years ago, and I was like, "Are you crazy? I don't even like bees."
What, about 5 years ago? I really wanted bees, and Kobe was like, "No, I don't even like honey."
I mean, I didn't even like the taste of it, but the more we talked about it, she kind of finagled us into it, and now I love it. It's probably my favorite thing to do on our homestead, really. So.
Making lemonade from lemon, said my dad is always catching swarms. That's awesome. I mean, that's really, this year we worked more on splitting ours. If we can learn more, because we don't want to just go out there and not know what we're doing. So we really try to research and put the blood, sweat, and time into learning what we're going to do. There have been a few things that we've just dove off in, but bees were not one of them. I mean, we researched and bought books and watched videos and all kinds of stuff to try to really learn, to be prepared before we got into that. But that's, we haven't looked a whole lot into setting swarms, and we do know some about it, but we didn't dive off into that.
How are y'all this evening? BW Family Farms, you sell yours for $12 a quart. See, we get $18 a quart here. There are a lot of beekeepers around here, but to be honest with you, most beekeepers are residential beekeepers, so they'll keep whatever little bit their two hives will make.
Well, and I know probably the lowest around here, I think, is $15 a quart.
I mean, quarts here at $15 to $18. I like right now we have, if you look right there, that's actually about 3.5 gallons left in that bundle of honey, and we're going to pull about another 5 gallons tomorrow. But that right there, we could put that out tonight at $18 a quart, and it would sell by tonight.
I have people waiting, but I sold what I was going to sell, and then I cut it off because I didn't want to deplete us and not have any honey to get us until our fall harvest, because I used it for so much. Yeah, we did that last year. I made a lot of elderberry syrup, and it wiped my honey out. So then we were bartering.
Some honey from we bartered some milk. We're not supposed to say that, but we bartered some milk.
We were trading. So I was getting honey, and he wanted milk. So we traded. We didn't sell it. We traded.
Yeah. So. Okay. It says thinking about going up to 15. Yeah, I think you would easily get 15 for it. I mean, like I said, I would never charge more than 18, but we could probably get more than 18 if we really wanted to. But here, see, what's so crazy? The big movement for the elderberry syrups have really come in, and we make it. So we sell a lot of that, and which that consumes a lot of our honey as well. So
BW said I always barter with mine too. It would be awesome. Y'all can sell raw milk here. We can't. And it's a really bummer because Elsa, our milking cow, usually gives us 1.5 gallons to 2 gallons a day. And then our other Jersey, we are expecting her to be due in November. So we're going to have 2 milking, and we have 6 extra gallons or 7 extra gallons of milk today.
We can actually drink about 1 gallon a day, but see, our cow is putting off right now about 1.5 gallons to 1.7 gallons.
Almost 2.
Now in the winter she will put off 2, which is kind of unique. but when she's on ryegrass, she can easily put off 2 gallons. But
so we already have way more milk than what we know what to do.
And that's with us making yogurt, butter, sour cream, cultured cream, smoothies. I mean, you name it. We make a lot with milk, but again, we still are inundated with it.
So when we have 2 that we're milking, I don't know what we're gonna do.
That's right. See, for instance, BW, we actually kept only, I think, 3 gallons last year, 4 gallons out of our harvest, and we harvested more last year so far, and that was not enough. So this year, that's what we talked about. We're going to keep. We've got about 4 gallons now off the first part of the spring flow, and then we're going to collect tomorrow, and that'll put us up to about 9 or 10 gallons. And then of course we'll have fall flow too. Now, for me, I like fall better than spring. Spring's a little sweet for me, but that's what Misty would rather have. So
I used a ton making elderberry syrup last year too, though. I mean, and we sold it around here. It does really well around here, but we take it. I have some in my refrigerator actually right now. And when were we around the Freemans? We were around some family friends, and she messaged me Sunday at church, and she messaged me afterwards and said that afternoon, one of my girls has fever and a sore throat. Y'all better start down in the elderberry syrup, and we did. And so far, we've been okay. So we take it when we need it.
We do, Katie Love and Getting Started on Homesteading. We have 2 American Guinea Hog, and they do get our remainder milk.
Yeah. Like right now, I have half a pot
of
like
skim.
I made butter, and when I strain it off, I take that it's leftover buttermilk. It's not buttermilk like you would make biscuits with, but it's buttermilk and the milk that's left over from the butter. So I give that to our pigs all the time.
Yeah, for us, because of course we drink raw milk. We don't process or anything. We usually, after about the 5th day of milk, which we don't really have it go that far, but if we're going somewhere for a day or something and we get that far behind, about after the 5th day, it's starting to become
5th or 6th, yeah.
It's starting to get a little pasty, and that tends to go to the pigs as well. And they love it, man. They will throw away food. They won't even drink water. They'll drink that milk over anything. They will. They will literally run you over for the milk.
Smith Family Ranch, we and the NBW Farms both have elderberry videos. They're so, once you know what you're looking for, and that was my goal this summer.
Yeah.
Because we use them. I was paying $20 a pound for organic elderberry. So
we found a mess load.
Last fall, I said it is my goal this summer to locate elderberry bushes so that I can start harvesting off of those. And they do. They grow wild everywhere. You will be amazed. You can still locate some now.
They're harder to locate now.
They're harder to locate now. You really need to be looking for them in May, because they have these big, huge white flower heads that are very easy to spot, very distinctive leaves that you can look at. And
we do make cheese and butter food for us.
You can drive along the wood lines and just see them everywhere. Just be very careful if they are under tree lines or anything like that. Well, just make sure that they haven't been sprayed.
And see, that's Steph T5. That's what's so sad though. When we drive in Mississippi, they're everywhere. They're a native flower here. But what we have seen is if there's a power pole under it, our energy companies came in and sprayed.
Yeah, they come to our house. And we were not very happy. We
have an energy line coming through, like a right of way coming through part of our property, and we had some wild dewberries and wild elderberries, and they ruined it. And of course they're just doing what their job tells them to do. But I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. We still have a good bit of patches elsewhere, but we were really upset about that.
I have, and what another amazing thing to do is I got some hot pink string. And in May, it was towards the end of May, I would drive to those plants, find them, know that that's my elderberry plant, and I would I tied a hot pink string around them. And so I went through our woods. It is very frustrating. And marked several elderberry trees. And the smaller ones, I plan to go back this fall when they go dormant, and I'm going to dig them up and bring them and plant them in my yard. So that's a thought. If you can find them and mark them And then when they go dormant, dig them up and bring them where they're not spraying, or bring them closer to you, because several of the ones that I found were in extremely snaky areas. So that's my goal.
Food Forest Permaculture said about cow sharing. You can calf share, but you have to be careful on calf sharing for a milk cow in Mississippi. The way it works is if you're calf sharing with someone that's not your family, you have to be very, very careful. Now we do have some friends that we share with, but basically they're close to us. They know us. They drink raw milk. They've drank raw milk. But if you're not careful, that can cause some issues if they're not immediate family on your dairy calf share. Mississippi used to be a hub for dairy cattle, and they had a big footprint here with the co-ops, and the co-ops made a lot of laws to make it more beneficial to them. Mm-hmm. Now that the dairy industry is destroyed in Mississippi compared to what it used to be, all these laws are in set still. And now all these farmers can't get out from their co-ops, so now they have no power almost to make decisions to be able to sell milk off their farms. For a Mississippi farm to sell milk off their farm, they have to do a six-figure investment into a pasteurization plant on farm, which is absolutely crazy. And of course, we don't pasteurize as well. So, hey, single dad, thank you for saying hello. Thank you for dropping by. But here, man, I wish we had better laws on milk. That's the main thing. Actually, we have extension service. I imagine every state and every county has an agriculture extension service person in their courthouse or in their city or county. And I made it. This is what she does. This is who she is. And I commented one time about why don't we let everyone sell raw milk like we sell raw shrimp or raw meat or raw eggs or raw vegetables, and put a warning label on it. I'm fine if you say let's put a warning label on milk. But man, they were so far against that, and I don't know why we can sell raw anything else, and we can eat raw anything else, like raw steak. If somebody wants to eat raw sushi, like I do,
well,
it should be a warning on it. But I think you should be able to sell raw milk.
I was thinking about this the other day.
I'll get off my soapbox about it.
I mean, just like there are substances that we put into our body that we know harm us, but we do not us, but there are people that go to stores and buy substances that harm your body. On their little packages, it says, it gives you all the warning labels that this can cause cancer and all this stuff, but you can buy it and you can take it and put it into your bodies.
Right.
But something as simple as a God-given cow, God gives us this cow, God gives us this milk, and
hello, Mama Mitzi.
Our laws want to make it to where
I'm gonna say this:
it's wrong. I mean, I guess that's just so backwards. I don't know.
Yeah, and see what's so crazy is we have to be careful. She makes homemade cinnamon rolls, and they're the bomb. I'm not gonna lie, they are the bomb. Even that kind of stuff, though, we have to be very careful of how we make our icings and things like that, and have to be careful on the milk. So it's crazy here. I have a dear friend that's in the cattle that milks, and he's so wrapped up with his co-op. His co-op pretty much runs his farm, and does. Without his co-op, he can't operate, and that co-op could cut off just like that.
Going back to Kobe was saying, Mississippi used to be huge in the dairy farms here. Just in our county, 10 years ago, we had over 30-something dairy barns here. Today, we're down to less than a handful.
Four. And all those are pretty much owned by average age of 60-year-old men who have no children in it. So that's the sad thing. So it is what it is. I mean, that's why we have a milk cow and we milk. And there is somebody that does sell pasteurized, non-homogenized milk in town, and they can sell it, but they have invested heavily in their farm because of that.
It's a farm. It's about an hour away from us, isn't it? But they sell to a lot of people in our area.
VW Family Farms, if I moved, with all due respect to everybody on here, I would have to move up there by single dad homesteading and live in
Tennessee.
We're huge Smoky Mountain
Well, we actually already have a property.
We have a property in East Tennessee.
We love it so much. Tennessee is the place to be.
We have my job's here, so it's like, I got to stay here.
Business.
But if it's one of those things where I absolutely ever move, we're moving to the Smokies. So. Hey,
well, I guess it really depends on what part of Arkansas you're in, because they do have some.
Aiden is my coffee man tonight. I drink coffee every night, but my wife got on to me the other night when I got off the live. She's like, "Why did you walk away from the live just to get coffee? That was so rude." So he's our coffee guy tonight. So
I have to go when duty calls.
Barista.
I have to go when duty calls, and that's kids. So
we're coming up. Single Dad, we will be coming through there in October, going to HOA, and then we're going to come back in November to our place up there.
And it's in the heart of Pigeon Forge.
She's gone country farms. We don't sleep. We just live on coffee.
He can drink a cup and go right to sleep.
Oh, it doesn't affect me.
I don't like coffee, but he can drink a cup and go lay down in the recliner, and it's like he never drank it.
I sleep about 4 or 5 hours a night. So when I drink it, it doesn't do, and it could be as caffeinated, it could be an espresso, and I could lay down and go to sleep. It has no bearing on me. So
that's the truth.
My wife hates it though. She won't drink it. So
same here.
I've tried, but
decaf. I just have no reason to drink decaf coffee. But other than that, the market's done great. The garden's done great. We're actually getting excited about fall time. So, we're excited about. We always like new seasons, and fall is my favorite. So we'll get ready for fall garden. And our goal is to do a lot more Brasilicas this year. So we're excited about that.
Smith Family Ranch. I don't know what y'all decided on your cow, but I'd mentioned to you before, Daddy-O is always available.
That's
our registered miniature Jersey bull.
Trust me, he only has a few cow here. He would much rather go have some fresh friends. So, it's not that we can't calf share. You just have to be very, very careful with Mississippi forest food permaculture. We have a dear friend who.
There are some states that are allowed to do that, but Mississippi's just.
Now, like I said, if our family wants some, or there's someone that's coming to assist us in milking, they can show up. They can do labor work, and they can be provided that way. But again, there's just so many little tiki rules when it comes to raw milk in Mississippi, which is crazy. It's crazy. But anyways, I don't understand the purpose of decaf either. Did you see the comment on the row spraying? I have not seen that, BW. I'll have to go back and look at that. Hey, I was going to ask you, do you feed your bees any? We never feed our bees, but I was just going to get your opinion on that, by the way.
Some people do and some people don't. In the winter. Hey, talking about the winter, right?
Yeah, winter or just kind of the death of the summer, basically. V. Morgan Bogart, again, thank you for watching as much as you do, but I don't know if you've seen the video of, was it your soap video? What video was I filming you in?
Yeah.
All right. If you fall asleep because you work so hard.
Tickled.
We our promo, the promo's always got Misty laughing in it. But what that was I was filming Misty her soap video, and her soap video is really good. But it was about 40 or 50 50 minutes long that we were taking down. So as I'm filming, I'm slowly going down to almost asleep.
And I got so tickled.
And I couldn't. I was just on a tripod, so the camera's kind of going with me. But so I have fallen asleep while filming Misty before, so I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing.
I remember that. I was watching the film.
And I got so tickled. I don't remember. We had a really long night too. I think Jenny,
the baby was sick,
and we were both like up and down with him constantly through the night. We were so tired. We had gotten up and gone to church that morning, and we were both struggling in church. But I was up behind our bar where I was making my soap, and you have to wait on
Crystal Creek.
We have to wait on the lye to cool down and the oils to warm up before you can saponify them, before you can mix them together. So we were standing there waiting on that, but Colby was sitting. I was standing, so that's why he was. It's easier to fall asleep sitting.
I mean, I was literally the camera. I was worried that the camera wasn't going to make it. So, because I sure was. So.
Yeah, I got so tickled at him that day.
Okay, let's see. All right, so you do. Okay, so the buckwheat and clover, and then you feed on small splits. I did some sugar water coming out of winter because we had a terrible winter here, and that's the first time I've ever done that. And I don't know if it helped or anything.
But it was
really.
for a very
like a week. I mean,
or two maybe.
I don't know if it really helped any. Our cabin in the woods. Did you enjoy the lake? We did. We enjoyed the little
we had a great time.
the little RV, and the kids fished, and they didn't catch each other, so we did okay.
So that was a plus in itself because we have taken them fishing, and one got hooked in the right here under this clap under the collarbone.
Yeah.
Using a medical term.
Single dad, yes, the Wilderness Lodge, that's a nice place. We always go up and we'll go to Dollywood and we'll decorate that time of year. I love the Smokies, so we go. We used to go a lot before we had a cow. Now
and the baby.
Yeah, well, the baby
does
too.
not like his car seat.
I think we could find somebody to watch the baby over milking a cow. So I don't know. So that's why we don't go as much as we used to. I can move to Tennessee though.
Even when his birthday is in August, and Colby kept trying to convince me to go up that fall and winter right before Christmas. That was before we had Elsa, and I just couldn't do it. I said it's not worth it to me to hear him screaming. I will be a nutcase before we get there. It's not even worth it. We just have to stay home until he gets a little bit bigger. And then in March is when we came across Elsa and decided to get her. So that's kind of put us in a little bit of a, we have to work things out and plan, and we used to not have to do that. So
I know, actually, we have some friends in East Tennessee too, and I told them the same thing. I said, I'm actually just going to hook a cattle trailer to the RV and just bring it up there and milk her in the parking lot and just bring her to the place that we're staying because it's hard to find a milker here. We have a lot of goat milkers around, but not a lot of cow milkers. And actually, I used to milk by hand and still do love milking by hand, but that was something that you could not find anybody to do, so we had to go with the pump. So it was milk on the go. It was really milk on the go. I need to do that though. He has a farm up there, so it would work out perfect. It's just hauling him 10.5 hours up there to the Smokies. So, but Food Forest, I've been trying to watch a lot of your videos. We tried the full organic. We've always had organic approaches to gardening, but if we needed to supplement, we'd supplement the last few years. But last year we did organic. This year we did non-GMO heirloom organic, and we have struggled with some of our heirloom seeds. So I've been really trying to watch you to figure out what I could do better and try to do it better in amendments. We use chicken fertilizer, we use cow fertilizer. We've been someone told me to use cottonseed meal, not the hulls, but the meal for a huge nitrogen booster. So we're going to try that too, because that's what we're struggling with, is keeping our nitrogen up. So we're going to try to grow some legumes where our corn was this year, and also try to put some cottonseed meal in to see if that helps any. So we're really trying to learn that. So, but other than that, anything else you can think of that we need to discuss? We've been on here for about 47 minutes.
I was in the kitchen when you put the topics on there, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, we pretty much talked about everything. We have our cattle's doing great. Again, we're moving our bigger cattle tomorrow.
Rotational grazing has been really good for us. We touched a little bit on that on our last live. So
our rotational grazing is doing so well that we're actually either going to have to move them a little bit quicker on the next paddock, or either we may have to even get the tractor in there and bush all the tops off because it's kind of maturing a little quick. But our rotational grazing plan and our summer grasses
She's gone
have been
Country
great.
Farms. Happy 4th.
Yes, happy 4th. But the spray by the power companies, it just made me very, very, very mad. I think I'm gonna put a big sign up that says we can take care of it. There's absolutely no part of their line that's in better shape than the ones by our property, and the reason is because we grow wild berries on it. But man, when they sprayed, it made me so mad. And actually, I had 2 of my bee hive swarm. We called them back, and I had somebody argue me down that wouldn't affect them. But the day they sprayed, 2 swarms. So I had 2 hive swarms. So I was not very happy about that. Right after they sprayed. That's right. So it's crazy, crazy, crazy. So we're gonna see what we can do about that and try to get them off our property, at least where our spot is, and we'll keep it up prettier than anybody else. So I wish they would just leave it alone. So. And the problem is they were not even worried about the bush hogging. They were not even worried about the grass. They were spraying the lines that had nothing under it, but that's where that's where elderberry grow around the tree line, and that's what they sprayed. So it just killed me.
Yeah.
But anyways, I think that's kind of it on topics. Again, thank y'all all for stopping by. We love. We actually every time we do this, we always seem like we have less to talk about, and then we start talking and we run our mouth too much. Or I do.
Yes, we do go live every Wednesdays at 8:00. We try to set that time aside just to where we can come in and communicate with people that watch us. And we do things on YouTube because we want to be able to teach people what we know. But we also wanted to have a little blog. We were really nervous about going live at first, but we wanted to have that little bit of time just to be able to communicate with people and answer questions and give updates on the farm that we're not able to do through just recording all the time. So that's kind of the reason why we set this time apart.
So thank y'all again for stopping by. Come see us. And like I said, we really enjoy talking to y'all. And if y'all have any questions or comments, please leave them in our videos. We'd love to answer it. I know Steph T5, she comes by all the time and comments on just about every video. So thank y'all for some of y'all.
Yeah, and don't forget, guys, as soon as we hit 1,000, we're going to put all those names together. Yeah. If you haven't watched that video, check out the video. It's titled giveaway, and all you have to do is just comment on that. As soon as we get to our 1,000, we're going to pick 2 winners. So don't forget to do that. And I've got some awesome seeds. I'm still out just constantly collecting seeds. My carrots will be ready soon, and I will have parsley ready soon too. So those are 2 more that I'm waiting to harvest. They have not dried up and died enough. My parsley is almost there. I've got good seeds at the top, but I need them to be dried, completely dried, and they're not quite there. So,
well, our carrots and lettuce have done better than we expected this year.
Yeah, yes, they did.
Thank y'all again, and
happy 4th, guys,
and happy homesteading, y'all.